So why do we need a virtual assistant? It's honestly one of the most important things, and it's your first hire. So it's really exciting. It's really fun. You now have like your first employee. Technically they're a contractor, but it is really exciting when you have like the first kind of member of your team. When your store starts building out, I remember when I first got a virtual assistant, it was very exciting to me. I thought I was cool. I thought I had an employee. I thought I kind of like reached up to that level. And overall, it was a fun step for me. So the main reason we need one is for branding, for customer support, for having a very high level experience when someone interacts with our brand. So let's say they ordered their new cup, got it sitting right here, and they had an issue with it. When it came, it didn't work, or it never came, it got lost in the mail, or whatever seemed to happen with the process of the product getting to them and being quality. If they ever have any issues, they need to email you, right? They need to do customer support, and you need to walk through all of those kind of things with them and make sure that every customer is happy. You also need someone to deal with chargebacks. And when you're scaling on Facebook and when you're scaling on TikTok, even, you're going to start getting tens of emails a day, hundreds of emails a day. It can even get to the point of thousands of emails a day if you're really scaling out to like 6-7 figure months. And obviously we don't want to handle that, right? We want to focus on branding. We want to focus on paid advertisements, working with cool influencers, and making a brand and a very cool product that just kind of changes the whole industry of whatever niche we're in. We want to focus on those high leverage skills that are going to give us very large outcomes. Now, when it comes to virtual assistants, it's very hard to find someone who's fair on pay and someone who's very trustworthy. Trustworthy is really big, because if they're coming into your store, and it's really easy to integrate them, I'll show you guys how to do that. It takes seconds. Then we want to make sure they're trustworthy, right? If they're handling chargebacks and they're like representing our store through customer service and kind of doing these high level things, they're representing our brand. They're representing us and all the work that we're doing. So we need to make sure that the customer support and all of these things that they do for us is extremely high level, while also being fair when it comes to cost. So we're not out $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month just for some help with emails and chargebacks, especially in the starting days when we really don't need too much help, but we just don't want to handle it ourselves. And that is why I'm going to be introducing you guys to Omar. Omar is absolutely amazing. He's the first and only virtual assistant I have ever worked with. On my first successful store ever, I thankfully came across him, and we've been working together ever since. Now, that was in borderline 2016, potentially 2017. He shares pictures of his kids with me. We've become very close over the years, and his ability to provide amazing prices as well as amazing work when it comes to customer support, handling chargebacks, he'll even handle PayPal. So if you have your PayPal up, mine's obviously banned, then you can have him log into that through admin access, and he can handle the chargebacks on PayPal as well. So you don't even have to worry about it and get that extra high conversion rate on your store because you offer PayPal as a checkout process. So if you're not banned from PayPal, I definitely recommend using Omar to help handle the chargebacks, because you don't want to be handling that personally. He can also handle any data entry. So if you kind of need some help with some back end stuff of keeping track of things, he can help with spreadsheets and all that stuff. He can also manage all of your comment sections on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, anything. So if your brand is making content and people are starting to like hammer you down, or they're saying this is a scam or anything like that, he can help monitor those, delete them, or reply to them and say, hey, if you had an issue with your product, please hit us up on support. We are happy to help you out. We offer guarantees, we offer warranties. We're excited and happy to help you. They can do that on the comment section, which is really big. And he can also take care of some Shopify store development and like design elements to your website and your Shopify itself. So, and he has been doing this for years. He has a group of agents that he personally trains, so they get all of the cutting edge information that he keeps up with. He has managed 8-figure stores. He's as credible as it comes, and he's as trustworthy as it comes. I've worked with him for 5+ years now. So when it comes to pricing, I wanted to share a little bit of the information that he sent to me, because ultimately, since me and him have such a close relationship, he's giving extra special pricing for anyone that's going through this course. So you guys absolutely have to work with Omar. He's the best. You're never going to find someone that has as high of quality service as him with this price point. It's actually insane. So these are some prices he shared with me. If you have a small store, getting around 10 to 30 emails a day, that's going to be around $500 a month, which is unbelievably cheap and fair. And he's ultimately responding within 24 hours. You get 8-hour-a-day service Monday through Friday. And he's also taking care of the chargebacks within that pricing for $500. It's genuinely unbelievable. He's absolutely the best. Next, for a medium store, this is going to be like 30 to 60 emails a day. This will cost you around $750 a month. And if you have a high volume store with around 60 to 100 emails every single day, that's going to be around $1,000 per month. So these are incredibly fair prices. And ultimately, he can handle any amount of work thrown at him, even all the people going through this course, because he has a agency where he trains people and builds up employees based on the outputs and the work that he needs. And it's all proof checked by him and qualities insured. So he can handle basically anything you throw at him. And he's ready for challenges. He's always excited and ready to help out in any ways he can. He's extremely fast to learn and to teach his workers. So if you need help with something specific, like for example, when I was running Street Style Men, that clothing store, I had his agency and Omar, his team, working for me with importing all the products. I just sent a video of, hey, here's how I import all my products. Make sure you import them like this, create a description for them. I usually pick images that look like this. And he would import 10 products a day. And then I would just run the Facebook ads and I would test 10 products a day on that store. So if there's something that he can help you out with, he's very excited and open to learning it, and he'll give you a very fair price point for executing on that service. So Omar is the GOAT. Like, the fact that you guys get a connection like this that's verified, trusted, and has quality assurance that can help out with anything is one of the bigger assets of this course, right? Like, for you to go search out for a virtual assistant that's trustworthy, that's punctual, that gets stuff done with fair pricing, like, it just doesn't really happen. So this is a very big opportunity for you guys. You absolutely need to lock this in for your store. If you're getting 10 emails a day, 5 emails a day, that's your time to reach out to Omar. That's your time to get a virtual assistant, offload that. You shouldn't be handling it. You shouldn't be handling emails, support, chargebacks, anything. And ultimately, it's really easy to get in contact with him and get him connected to your store. So if you're ready to reach out to Omar, or you want to get him going on your store, or honestly, like, any little project you need help with when it comes to the e-commerce space, he's been in it for years. He knows how to handle it. The best way to contact him is with this information right here, or obviously the information will be below in the description. His Discord is Omar with the little hashtag 7590, and his WhatsApp is here. They'll be popped up on the screens. They'll also be below. So you guys can easily reach out to him. He will share the email that you connect to your store, and it's a really easy process. You go to your store, you go to users, you go to add user, you add him in, and you give him a couple simple permissions. He'll tell you what permissions he needs, and I can assure you that he is extremely trustworthy. He has my full backing, my full trust, and I can promise you that there's going to be zero issues with having him integrated in your store. So that basically wraps up everything with virtual assistants. It's a pretty easy, simple video. He can walk you through any questions you still have. It's a pretty easy process. You get connected with him, you get set up on your store, you get him integrated in, tell him what services you want. He'll give you an exact pricing if you're going to add something on, but those are his prices right here. The 500 a month, 750, 1,000 a month. Obviously it's going to grow depending on the emails and other services. Like if you add on like, hey, can you go check over our social medias every single day? Those services will obviously add to your monthly payments, but that basically wraps everything up. So if you're crushing it with your store, which I hope you are, if you watch the testing section on TikTok and you've been making a ton of creatives, then you should be ready to reach out to Omar. Around like 5 emails a day, I'd reach out to him and get him connected. It's definitely worth your time. You need it, and it's going to help you grow when you don't have to manage these things, and you can focus on tasks that grow the business instead of tasks that manage the business. You don't want to be working in the business. You want to be working on the business, right? You don't want to be the chess pieces. You want to be the player moving the chess pieces. And this is your first step towards that reality, right? It's obviously going to get more and more real as you build out more and more teams, and you're really going to be starting to run this kind of like ecosystem that it serves itself, I guess is the best way to say it. And all you have to do is just make sure everything's functioning correctly. So fun stuff, exciting stuff. Treat Omar with the utmost respect. This guy is amazing, and he does a lot for us. So get connected with him when you're ready, and I will see you in the next video where we will most likely be going over UGC content so we can build up our big library of video ads so we can jump into Facebook properly. I will see you there. Alrighty boys, welcome into the digital omnipresence video. Now in this one, we're going to be going over how you can have omnipresence online and how you can create this kind of wheelhouse that when someone sees one of your video ads, you can kind of trap them into this little ecosystem where they're going to keep seeing your video ads and they're going to keep throwing more and more ads at them. Because on average, it takes someone 7 to 12 times of viewing an ad before they start actually making real purchasing decisions and really starting to think if this is something they need or want in their life. So a lot of people, they're just throwing out their one ad and hoping that a fish or one person comes across and is entangled in their net and buys instantly. And that's just not how things work. You need to have a layer of 7 to 12 nets that the fish has to try to swim through all of them. And that's where you start really making money, is through omnipresence, through having these funnels and these systems that target people, that engage with your ads, that view your content, that add to cart, and making sure that you continually offer different videos to them with different kind of guidelines and goals. And this is where you're really going to be soaking in a huge amount of sales. So without further ado, let's get into it.